Hey everybody, Mr. Movies 87 here, bringing you a new episode of Gaming Breakdown. Today we'll be talking about one of my all-time favorite PS1 games, as well as favorite games in general, Wild Arms. I'll be doing a little breakdown for the strengths and weaknesses for the three characters here, Rudy, Jack, and Cecilia. This one is not really, well, it'll mostly apply to Alter Code F as well, although stats and abilities and whatnot are different in Alter Code F compared to the original game, so just a little heads up there. And also, there are more characters in Alter Code F than the original game. That would be Jane, Magdalene, um, Emma, and Zed, and also the flower girl Marielle, her name is, I believe. Yeah, this won't be covering them because I haven't played Alter Code F enough to know about them or anything to give their breakdown. So I'm sticking with just the original here. So we're going to start out with probably my favorite character, Jack, on the far right there. He is pretty much your full-on DPS character, not to mention the fastest as well. Throughout most of the game, his attack stat is the highest, giving him the highest physical attack stat overall. And of course, his speed is top-notch as well. Throughout the game, he learns various fast draw techniques, which he can learn from, well, just pretty much events that happen in the game or after boss fights and so on and so forth. Some of which are, well, tremendously useful. Some of them are moderately useful. Some of them are just more or less. Near end game, late game and post game. Not that there's really much post game, although if you wanted to, stuff you don't do before the end of the game, you beat the game and then go back and do it yourself. So it's kind of ish post game, but eh. Anyway, yeah, there's a handful of skills that you'll use pretty much all the time. I'm getting ahead of myself here for endgame. At the start, you only have Psycho Crack, which is pretty much you're a little bit better than your normal attack, and also deal confusion. That works well for boss fights just because of the extra damage. Um, After a while, you'll learn Sonic. What is it called? What is it called? Sonic. I can't even remember. It's been so long since I played the game. Um, Anyway, yeah, Sonic Blank. It's an AoE attack attacks all a group of enemies for some decent damage there. That's your first multi-hitting attack. But then once you learn Meteor Dive, that'll be your main single target attack through a big chunk of the game until you start learning some better attacks. But then mid to late game, you start learning better stuff. Like you'll learn Heal Blade, which is a super useful healing attack. It's based off of Jack's sorcery, I believe, which isn't so hot, but it heals a good bit of HP regardless, and also status ailments. So that can be very, very useful there. And then you also learn a Guilty Blade, which attacks all enemies, which is really, really good. After a while, you'll also learn a Cosmic Nova, which is the one of the best fast draws in the game. Then you also learn Trump Card. Um, if you're feeling lucky, Slash Rave can also work pretty well. Yeah, Jack does get plenty of good fast draws to use. Some of them, there's Shadowbind, which I don't think I've ever used. Period. Besides when you try to actually learn it. Some of the instant death ones, not really a big fan of those. So he has more than that are useful than aren't. Unfortunately, though, his magic skills aren't that great. Besides, with Heal Blade and the Sorcery, you really don't want to have him summoning that much because summons won't do that much damage for him. Um, you pretty much want to leave that to Cecilia. But overall, yeah, with his super high attack power and speed, he's going to be doing tons of damage to bosses, and especially once he did the Hyper spell for Cecilia, which I'll be doing over her stuff later. He is a powerhouse and a half. Just trying to shy away from him using magic, more or less. Next up, yeah, we'll be going to Cecilia, since I mentioned her next. She is the full-on mage of the game. That she is your black mage and white mage, and she is damn good at it. In doing so, of course, her physical stats are not that great. Her HP is the lowest amongst the three. Her strength and defense are not that hot, but yeah, her sorcery, her magic defense, and all that are top notch. And she will be your main spell user for the entire game, obviously, because she's the only one who can use spells. She learns her abilities from crest drafts that she finds throughout the game from chests and barrels and boxes and what have you, which you can then turn into the Magic Guild to learn at the start level 1 spells for white and black magic, but then you'll eventually unlock high magic for white and black magic, and those are where the really good spells are. But yeah, she does your basic elemental spells like fire, flame, freeze, spark, quake, all that fun stuff there to cover all the elements there. And those ones you'll all want to get to start out with to exploit elemental weaknesses. And of course, she gets like heal and shield and stuff like that, like some of the buffing spells and the healing, revive, and yeah, shield to raise defense, then protect to raise blah 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 magic defense there, which I use shield a lot more often myself than protect, and I actually forget about protect a lot. That could be helpful in boss fights that only use magic. But some of the other spells there, of course, some you won't use as often as others, like air screen to raise evade. I hardly ever use that one. Some of the other ones are kind of weird as well. I don't have a full list of them handy right now. There's hide, which pretty much works like Edward's hide in Final Fantasy IV. You literally hide. So, eh. And then yeah, about midway through the game, once you get the high magic spells, that's when Cecilia really starts kicking like even more ass than before. Because then you'll get like high flame, high spark, high blast, and then she gets like high heal, high revive, high shield, hyper, which doubles your attack power, which is great for Jack. Not as much for Rudy because I mean, it doubles physical attacks and it'll work with Jack's fast draws, but it does not work on Rudy's arms, which I'll be doing over here. Well, after Cecilia. And Cecilia, of course, being the mage, highest sorcery, she is your best summoner by far. If there's enemies that have elemental weaknesses, like for a boss coming up that you know of, give her the respective medium if you have it, and she will destroy enemies like nobody's business. Case in point, like the Order Widow on Mount Zenom, give her Stir Dirt, yeah, the water turtle. I can never say that name properly, and I probably never will. Yeah, give that to her, which you normally would do anyway, actually. Build her FP up and have her summon, and you're in damn good shape because that summon will wreck Order Widow, no problem. Let me think. What else? Did I go over her high white magic spells? You get any high heals, tremendously useful. Also learns Remedy, which is pretty much a level 1 heal spell on the entire party. That is tremendously useful throughout the late game. Because enemies start using like super strong AoE attacks, and they can wreck you if they want to. But yeah, Remedy has saved my butt many a time. Also with High Shield, special mention to that, you can pretty much cheese Boomerang Flash with that. Essentially, well, you gotta survive a few rounds first. Have her use that like for like 4 or 5 rounds to start the battle, and Boomerang Flash will deal 0 damage to you with all of his attacks, including Shadow Boomerang Maximum. Which that's the strategy I used in my LP of it way back when. He's beatable without it, of course, but High Shield makes the fight a lot easier. But you don't need to use like 4 or 5 of them. Just use like twice, and you'll be good to go. But yeah, then weaknesses wise, yeah, like I said, low HP, low defense, low physical stats. But I mean, she's the mage, so of course you'll have that. So besides that, she's, I mean, what's I gonna say? I forget. Anyway, she's really damn good with magic. Simple as that. Moving on to Rudy, our silent protagonist of the game. He is pretty much the tank of the game. Although you really can't tank too much, at least to my knowledge anyway. One of his force abilities he gets is Protector, which he'll take damage for in front of allies. But you can't really use it reliably because you have to build up 3 force gauges to use it. And you don't learn until about midway through the game anyway. And plus, I mean, at least for me, I don't use it that much anyway. So, meh, it has its uses, I'm sure, but don't use it often. Yeah, Rudy has the highest HP of the game. Second highest strength stat right behind Jack, but he does have the highest vitality. He is also the slowest amongst the three, though. So, by the way, Cecilia is second fastest. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, where Rudy's strength really comes from are his arms, that you'll find throughout the game as well. He has 8 total? 9, 10, 8 hand cannon, prism ray, rocket launcher, twin orbs, bazooka, wild bunch, um, blah 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 blah. Arch Smash, and there's one more I can't remember. So okay, so yeah, 8. Yeah, if you for those you definitely want to upgrade those throughout the game. Again, some of those you'll use more than others. Hand Cannon, which Rudy starts with, will be your main damage dealer for quite a while until you learn Rocket Launcher. Well, by learn I mean find, but whatever, same thing really. But yeah, you won't find that until much later in the game. So Hand Cannon will be your main weapon for a while. So, excuse me. Yeah, it'll pay very, very well. It'll be well worth it to upgrade that throughout the game. Both its bullet count, accuracy, and damage count as well. Yeah, as far as Rudy's physical attacks go, yeah, they are useful as well, especially powered up with Hyper. But then, unfortunately, I mentioned earlier, Cecilia's Hyper Spell does not work with doubling Rudy's arm damage, which would be fucking awesome if that were true, but it's not the case, but oh well. It doesn't really matter anyway, because Rudy's Final Force ability, Fury Shot, which is it triples your arm's attack power that you're using with it, and also gives you auto lock on, which is super damn good. That plus Phaser equals like fucking boss killer, I swear. Which also reminds me, I never really did go over force abilities for each character. I kind of glossed over them, but yeah. So anyway, Rudy, his four. Well, I'll say right now, each character learns Summon Guardian for the level 2 one, so that's out of the way there. It summons whatever medium they have equipped for damage on all enemies. Rudy, you should never summon with him pretty much ever, because his sorcery is worse than Jack's, which is, yeah, need I say more? Yeah, level 1 would be Lock On, pretty much a guaranteed hit with whatever ammo with whatever arm you link to it on an enemy. I think it also gives a slight damage boost as well. So that'll be useful for like every boss fight in the game, until you learn Fury Shot anyway. Summon Guardian already went over for level 2. Level 3 is Protector, which again I went over. Yeah, takes damage in place of an ally. I think it's only for one turn. I'm not sure if it's for the entire battle or not. Again, I don't use it anyway. And then again, Fury Shot. 3 times damage with auto lockdown with whatever arm you link to it. Super damn good. For Cecilia, for level 1 abilities, Mystic takes an item effect and uses it on the entire party. So say a heal berry on the entire party. And they also use some of the, or actually all of her weapons and armor have abilities with them as well. Like say if they use Mystic on the rod, not rod, the magical rod or whatever, it'll do some spell effect on the entire party. There's a list of all of them, what they do on GameFAQs or somewhere around there. So those have their uses, but I personally don't use them that much anyway. Level 3, is that it? Oh no. Level 3 would be High Guardian. Pretty much makes the summon much more powerful. It gives a different effect. One case with Raftina, the high summon effects will deal damage to enemies and also heal your party. I think the normal summon just heals HP for the party, so that's one of the better ones to use there. And the level 4 being Dual Cast lets you how it sounds, lets you cast 2 spells at once. Unlike Wild Arms 2, you can't make your own spells with it, I'm pretty sure. Like with Wild Arms 2, you can combine, say, 2 high flame spells to make a super duper flame spell, or combine 2 sabers to make a Tacit Rewriter, which is super cool to do, by the way. But yeah, 2 spells at once, I mean, how useful is that? Extremely, so. And moving on to Jack, level 1 ability would be Accelerator, guarantees he gets first turn no matter what. So pretty easy there. Level 3 would be Sonic Vision, which is probably my favorite force ability in the game. It pretty much is physical attack, always deals a critical hit, and always deals thousands of damage. And the cool thing as well, at least from what I've seen, if the enemy attacks Jack after he uses it, he'll always dodge it and counterattack, and it'll be a critical hit and deal just as much damage as Sonic Vision before it. At least from what I've seen anyway, I've been playing the game for 10 plus years, and that's always happened, so that's pretty damn cool there. And for his level 4 ability, which is double attack, pretty much 2 abilities at once. Pretty much works just like dual cast. You can use either 2 physical attacks and a fast draw, or 2 fast draws. I mean, imagine using like 2 trump cards back to back at full HP plus hyper. You're talking like tens of thousands of damage overall. So yeah, that plus Fury Shot plus dual cast, and you're pretty much set to go. So that's pretty much that there. Hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, this is mainly more so for fun. A little bit, well, sort of different-esque than the Pokemon one originally, because you have all 3 of these guys throughout the entire game. And also, if you play the game like me, you already know this. So this is good for first-timers. Just kind of learn more about the characters. So, and plus, hey, Wild Arms is one of my favorite games ever, so I felt like I had to do this episode anyway. So, with that, guys, hope you all enjoyed. This has been Mr. Movies 87 signing off. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.